Hi friends, it's story time.
Gator by Randy Cecil. Gator. Gator was once the happiest carousel animal in the world. He loved the flashing lights, the sound of the calliope, and the feeling of wind on his face. But most of all, he loved the laughter. In those days, the line for the carousel seemed to go on forever. All the children wanted to ride on Gator, Duck, or the golden fish. But times had changed. Every day the crowd was smaller than before. Finally, the amusement park was all but forgotten. The rides stopped running, the lights went dark, and the laughter was gone. With nothing else to do, Gator fell into a deep sleep. He slept and he slept, and as he slept, he dreamed that he was once again whirling on the carousel. He could even feel the wind on his face. But it was only a spider attaching its web to his snout. The carousel was still quiet, and the park was still empty. Unable to sleep any longer, Gator left his place on the carousel. He touched the hole in his heart where the pole had been and looked out over the empty park. It was time to leave. "But where will you go?" asked Duck. "I'm not sure," Gator said. When he reached the park gate, he turned around and looked back at the carousel where he had spent his entire life. He looked at Duck, his friend who had always been there, right behind him. Then Gator opened the gate and walked out into the world. He was soon lost in a deep, dark forest. He walked and walked until he knew every turn and every path, every twist and every tree. A cold wind blew through the hole in Gator's heart. At last he came to a bridge. Some ducks were swimming in the stream below. "Well, look at that," Gator said. "They look just like my friend Duck." He leaned over to say hello with his biggest, friendliest, toothiest smile. But he slipped, so instead of saying hello, he said something more like, "Ah!" And the ducks flew away. Gator hadn't known that ducks could fly. "How amazing! I'll have to remember to tell Duck about that." And then Gator heard something. Laughter. It was coming from beyond a large open gate. "Maybe this is some sort of amusement park," Gator said as he walked inside. But where were the flashing lights? Where was the calliope? Just as Gator began to think that it was not an amusement park after all, he saw something amazing. "Alligators," he gasped. "Maybe I should go in and say hello." But they were not what he had imagined. These alligators were big. These alligators were scary. Luckily, they were also asleep. Quickly, Gator tiptoed back out of the alligator pen. Tears filled his eyes. He was tired and lonely, and his search had led him nowhere. He sat down on the bench and began to cry. He had had enough. He wanted to go home. Then Gator heard a little boy laughing. "Daddy, what's that funny alligator doing out here?" asked the boy. "Why, that's no alligator," said the boy's father. "That's Gator. He was my favorite animal on the carousel at the old amusement park." "Can we go there?" the little boy asked. "I want to ride on Gator." Gator jumped up. The amusement park hadn't been forgotten. He could bring the laughter back. He began to lead the way to the carousel. He was going home. More and more people followed. On and on they went, back over the bridge and through the forest. "Hello, Duck," called Gator as he led the people through the gates. The calliope began to play, and the lights came back on. Gator took his place on the carousel, and the little boy climbed up on his back. The hole in Gator's heart was gone. He turned to tell Duck about his many adventures. Did she know the ducks could fly? As the carousel whirled around, laughter filled the amusement park. Everything was just the way that it used to be, except for Duck.